March 21st, 1918, 5 in the morning, France, Somme region. German soldiers are waiting in the trenches to launch one of the largest ground offensives in history that day. Officers are checking their watches, soldiers are making final checks on their rifles, while also looking one last time at photos of their families. The artillery noise continues in its usual rhythm. The morning fog covers everything. A routine war morning. Then something changes in the sky. First, a hum, but it doesn't sound like any engine they have heard before. It literally tears through the air. The pressure wave shakes the trenches. Helmets fly off, ears ring. No one understands what is happening. And this is just the beginning. World War I aircraft are machines made of a wooden frame covered with fabric, held together with wires and struts. Fokker, Sopwith, Albatross, they are all in the same category. Their engines produce far less power than today's lawnmowers. Their speeds range between 93 and 124 miles per hour. Even a fast car on a straight road could easily pass them. As weapons, they have 1 or 2 machine guns mounted in the front, and those jam every 5 minutes. There is no radar, no sensors, no electronic systems at all. Pilots search for each other with their eyes in the sky. They go blind when they enter clouds. They cannot fly at night. On top of that, most losses in the war are not caused by enemy fire, but by engine failure. So these men are fighting both the enemy and their own aircraft at the same time. And there is also this: pilots don't even use parachutes at that time, because commanders think parachutes would reduce courage. If the plane is hit, you go down, that's it. So the people sitting in those cockpits have already accepted this from the start. But think about it. What if there was an F-35 Lightning II in that war? How much could it change history? This aircraft can go 1,218 miles per hour. The pilots of that era would be thrown off balance just from the air pressure it creates when it passes by them. Its radar can track dozens of targets at the same time independently and calculate the speed, direction, and distance of each one separately. It carries AMRAAM missiles with a range of about 112 miles. It can lock not only onto aircraft, but also onto positions, tanks, and depots at the same time. It can destroy all of them at once. This missile travels at 4 times the speed of sound. In 1918, there is no radar anyway, but that's not the point. The point is, there is absolutely no tool to detect this aircraft, even if you see it with your eyes. Aiming at something moving at that speed is impossible. Just the helmet of this aircraft costs $400,000. Think about that. It includes night vision, target tracking, and all flight data. Wherever the pilot turns his head, the aircraft's external camera system looks there. Let's stop calling it F-35 now. The moment it enters that era, this is just a modern jet, a machine that came down from the sky. You think it will destroy everyone, and enemies will run away, right? But the real truth is, everyone will want to capture it. Whoever reaches this modern jet and gets its technology will rule the world. The first contact happens like this. 3 Albatross aircraft are on patrol, moving in curves through the air, trenches below, clouds above. A routine reconnaissance flight. Pilots wave at each other. Formation is solid. They have no idea what is coming. The modern jet detects them on radar from about 24 miles away. The pilot selects the targets on the screen. Lock. Fire. The first Albatross turns into a fireball without warning. The 2 pilots next to it look at each other in shock, signaling. Did the engine explode? Did artillery hit from below? At that exact moment, the second aircraft is gone. Again, no sound, no warning. Just shattered wood, scattered debris, smoke hanging in the air. The third pilot panics, turns right, dives down, tries every maneuver to save his life. It's useless. The modern jet doesn't even want to use a missile this time. It switches to the cannon. 3,300 rounds per minute. That wooden and fabric body is gone in seconds. 3 aircraft, less than 2 minutes. Then British Sopwiths enter the area. They saw the Germans go down. They want to investigate the region. 5 aircraft, a strong formation, but the result is no different for them. The modern jet has already detected them. This time, it does something different. It flies directly over the formation at supersonic speed. Just the pressure wave from its pass bends the wings of those small wooden planes, disables control surfaces. Pilots spiral out of control without even being hit. 2 manage to recover, the others crash to the ground. The pilot of the jet didn't even press a button during this pass. It just tore through the air and kept going. But this jet didn't come there randomly. It has a mission. What feeds the German spring offensive is a massive supply network lined up behind the front. Ammunition depots, fuel storage, artillery shell warehouses. If these are destroyed, the offensive has to stop. The pilot looks at the list of coordinates. 6 targets, all north of Somme. If these are gone, the German front runs out of fuel and ammunition. It hits the first depot with a JDAM guided bomb. The bomb is released. The pilot is already far away. A few seconds later, when the underground depot explodes, an area about 0.3 miles wide shakes. Chain explosions. Flames rise 100 meters. The second target is a railway junction. 2 ammunition trains are waiting there. Low pass, cannon. Both locomotives are shredded. Wagons topple like dominoes and burn. It continues one by one. 3rd, 4th, 5th. When the fuel depot explodes, the blast is felt nearly 50 miles away. Now the German command is in panic. But at some point, the situation changes. A general slams his fist on the table. Do not destroy this aircraft. Capture it. Because whoever has this technology wins the war, and every war after that. All squadrons in the region are launched. Artillery batteries are adjusted to the sky. And although they don't know it, the F-35 has a major weakness. This modern aircraft can fight for at most 45 to 50 minutes. After that, it will run out of fuel. And in that era, there is no fuel for a modern jet. The same goes for ammunition. Once it runs out, there is no resupply. So it has only one chance, and it must use it perfectly. The modern jet sees 20 contacts on its radar. They are coming in coordination. It breaks the first wave with missiles, the second with the cannon. But with each pass, ammunition decreases. Fuel turns red. One last target remains, the biggest one. The central ammunition depot that can supply the German offensive for months. If this goes, it's over. But it is surrounded. Ammunition is almost gone. Fuel is only enough for one last run. The pilot pauses for a moment and makes a decision. If he lands, this aircraft could fall into the wrong hands. The Germans would bring an army on it overnight. Imagine this technology falling into German hands in 1918. It would be a completely different world. In the cockpit, he deletes navigation data, wipes weapon codes, removes every electronic trace one by one. Then he turns full speed toward the depot. The pilot has made his decision. He will make his final attack, using all remaining missiles on the central ammunition depot. He fires everything he has. And finally, he crashes into the depot at full speed. He never lets this technology fall into enemy hands. The explosion is larger than anything heard that morning. Chain explosions continue for hours. A radius of about 6 miles around Roy shakes. The entire German supply capacity is destroyed in a single strike. When the Germans reach the site, they cannot find anything identifiable in the wreckage, just metal fragments scattered everywhere. So what do you think? If the opposite had happened? If the Germans somehow captured this modern jet, could they have taken over the world? Or would they still lose somewhere along the way? Of course, friends, I have to say this. These are all just the kind of weird but fun thoughts that come to mind when you can't sleep at night. They have nothing to do with reality. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribing would make me very happy.